Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for clicking on WDTV.com. It's Thursday, May 2nd. I'm Kristen Keeling. Here's a look at some of your top stories coming from the 5 newsroom. Well, we're getting a deeper look into a teenager who killed her best friend. A lot of you are still trying to figure out what caused 16-year-old Rachel Shoaf to stab and kill Skylar Neese. Just yesterday, 16-year-old Rachel Shoaf pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of Skylar. Neese's father, Dave, said the two went to University High School together. Now today, 5 News was able to find Shoaf's profile on a website networking site designed for people who want to make a living in the theater industry. On there, she posted that her life revolved around theater. She also claims to have been singing, dancing, and acting her entire life. When 5 News drove to the street her family lives on, neighbors said her entire family is rarely seen outside the house. We also knocked on the Shoaf family's door, but the woman who answered said they weren't taking any visitors. Dave Neese said he never noticed anything had gone wrong between Rachel and his daughter. He had some pretty fair choice words to say to Rachel yesterday, but he said he does feel sorry for her family.
It's so heartbreaking that not only did we lose ours, but they've lost theirs too. I mean, it's heartbreaking, it really is.
The other teen girl has been charged in the case, but she's a juvenile and her name will not be released. Well, this news is obviously still a shock to people who didn't even know Skylar or the young girl who admitted to killing her. Prosecutors plan to recommend a 20-year sentence for Rachel Shoaf, but a 2-decade sentence isn't sitting well with a lot of you in the community. A lot of people, especially parents, told 5 News today that Shoaf should be getting more time if she committed the crime. She should also be facing a full penalty. Many people also said they can't get over the fact that something this violent involving people so young could happen so close to home.
Her life is gone, and I just don't feel the 20 years is enough. I would be very upset.
I think it's wrong. I think she should be sentenced to at least 30 years or life.
I don't think 20 is enough, because murder is murder.
Because this was such a setup, it's so horrific. I cannot imagine that the parents would say 20 years for a planned murder is acceptable.
Prosecutors plan to oppose any move to have Shoaf sentenced as a juvenile. Well, students are safe and sound after some loose objects from a truck smacked a school bus this afternoon. A pickup truck driving near the school bus on Route 23, about 3 miles into Doddridge County. That happened today. State troopers said the load in the back of the truck wasn't secured and it flew up and hit the front windshield and the side of the bus. All kids were checked out and they're okay. That truck driver was cited for having an unsecured load. Well, you may be wondering what happened to the mother who forced her daughter to eat red pepper seeds and burned her with cigarettes. Well, today she headed to prison for what a judge calls torture. A Harrison County Circuit Court judge sentenced 22-year-old Kelsey Turner up to 25 years in prison. Turner was charged after the toddler had hemorrhaging in her eye and bruises all over her body last summer. Turner's boyfriend, Frank Cherubino, was also charged in the case. He entered a plea deal and is awaiting his sentence on child neglect charges. A few weeks ago on 5 News, we told you about a man who supposedly tried to steal ingredients to make meth, then led police on a chase throughout Buchanan. Well, today we got word that deputies were able to arrest him after he was released from the hospital. Robert Franklin Davis II apparently stole the items from Walmart in April. When officers arrived on scene, Davis allegedly fled, but then crashed into a police cruiser. He was taken to Ruby after the incident with several broken bones. Now police in Bridgeport need your help identifying a man for them. They weren't able to release a lot of information to us, but they said they need to find out who this man is. We're told that if you can find him, they may be able to gain more knowledge for a current investigation. If you do happen to know who he is, you're asked to call the Bridgeport Police Tip Line, that number 304-848-6149, and you can remain anonymous. That's what's making headlines tonight. Make sure you tune in to Fox 10 at 10 and 5 News at 11 for your latest news and weather updates. Until then, have a great night.